Okay, so let's start. So today is just basically a lesson on dealing again with the percentages and some fractions and basic HST tax a little bit. Okay, so from now on, every almost all our lessons are gonna look like this. I'm basically taking pages from the old textbook they used for the course. It's got good exercises, so that's why it has a different layout than the ones you've seen so far. Sometimes I might go to my own design lessons, but for some of them I might actually use them, especially if they're that good. Okay, so let's do the warm up first. So, how would you calculate 10% of 65? So remember, we had some questions on Tuesday saying what if you have 65 questions on a test and you only answer 10% of them. Okay, how would you know how many actual questions did you answer? Do you remember the first step you do with any percentage problem? What do you do to the percent? Always, just to the percent. Divided by 100 to make it a decimal. Yes, got it. So apparently, are all of them 10%?
Yes.
Great. So honestly, we can just do it once. So go ahead, everyone. So I just want you to say divide 10% by 100. And that's just gonna be a side calculation here. Okay? So 10 divided by 100 equals how much? How much is 10 divided by 100? Well, we should know it's 10. Yeah, it's 110. So 10 divided by 100 is 110. Please add another zero here. Always do two decimals because most of the stuff we're gonna do has to do with money. So 0.1. Sorry, 0.10 I mean. Okay, Jalil gave us the first thing to do, which is what? Which is divide the percentage. And then what did we do after dividing? We did the opposite. What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So now I will multiply 0.10 by 65. So I want you to show the work. So point, unless the question says just give me the final answer. So 0.1 times 65. How much is that? 6.5. So 10% of 65 is 6.5. Great. How about 10% of 32? Is it the same thing? 100%. Yes. 0.1 or 0.110, sorry, 0.10. 0.10 or 0.10 times 32. So if you have $32 on you and someone says, give me 10% of what you have, just give them $3.20 or 3.2. So 0.10 times 32, I hope I have space, equals 3.2. And finally, what's 10% of 140? 0.1 times 140 equals 14. So if someone says, if you have 140 bucks on you, and someone says, give me 10% of what you have, just give them exactly $14. Just give them $14. Okay. Number two, describe a quick way, maybe in your head, to find 10% of a number. I want you to notice something here. Everyone, just look at the screen, because I'm going to show you something here that will make it so much easier whenever you deal with 10%. What's this number here?
65.
What's the new number?
6.5.
What's this number?
32.
What's this number?
I don't have a decimal.
What's this number?
140.
What's this number? Guess what? Just move the decimal point. By the way, it doesn't appear. Just move the decimal point. How many spots before?
1.
1. Look at 1. 65 with an invisible decimal point. There's always an invisible decimal point. Just kick it back once. 6.5. 32, there's a decimal point here. Just kick it back once. How much? How much?
2.
3.2. How about here? Kick it back once. So how much do you get? 14.0 or just 14? I don't really care if you write 0.0 or not. Okay? So what can we say here? Let's just say there is and I want you to write invisible in quotation marks, invisible decimal point at the end, decimal point at the end, just move it. Do you move it forward or backward?
Backwards.
Yes, everyone, you don't move it forward, you move it backward. Just move it back. How many steps? 1. Just move it back one
Isn't
step.
there a V in invisible?
Vis-
Because I think it's spelled wrong there.
I know it's invisible. What did I? Sorry, I
Because I
pronounced.
know how to spell.
No, you're right. It's
and
visible.
I thought it was wrong.
It's visible with an I in. You're right.
That makes sense.
Invisible. Yeah, I wrote.
I do.
I either wrote invisible or invisible.
Because I was starting to spell it right, and then I realized, wait a minute, I think his is wrong.
Maybe my N and V were so stuck together.
Yeah,
there
they
was like
were.
one. Yeah. Okay, so just move the
That's
decimal
right.
point one step backward. Okay. So
Not
how many
finished yet.
how many tennis balls are shown? Well, just by counting 2 rows of 5, we get 10. So 10. Okay. So if you give half of these
Five.
to a friend, I know. But how would you make this into a percentage problem? Let's write it down. What's half in percentage? 50%. 50% is what half is. So that means, first of all, we divide. So 50 divided by 100 is 0.5. I know you don't have to do all this for this particular question, but in general, this is the way. You make the percentage a decimal, and then you multiply 0.5 times 10 tennis balls, giving you what? 5 tennis balls. Okay, guess what? This question is the same as this one. What's this fraction? All of them are half, and we said half is what? Great. So really, yeah, all of these could be just thought of as 50%. All of these are 50%, which is going to equal 0.5 when we divide. That's it. So 0.5 times 24. How much is half of 24?
12.
12. How much is half?
9.
You got it. How much is half of 60? Okay, what's half of 13?
Dude,
Remember.
we're so fast here.
It's okay. I'm not rushing you. I will still have so much time. Yes. Remember, everyone, odd numbers like 13 don't have what I like to call whole number halves. 24 does. Half of 24 is perfectly $12. Half of 18 or 12, whatever. Half of 18 is 9. Half of 60 is 3. Half of 13, if you're going to give $13 to 2 people, guess what? You're going to not just give them $6, you're also going to have to break down the last dollar in between them. So that actually is equal to 6.5 or 6.50, depending if you want to show the zero or not. That's even worse. Half of a decimal is another decimal as well, but we still have to do it the same way. 0.5 times 1050. So if you have $10.50 and you want to give a half of it to me, you would give
5.25.
Yep,
$5.25.
exactly. You would give me $5.25, and you would keep to yourself obviously the other half of $5.25. Okay, so no surprises so far. Okay. All right. So the next question is estimating tax. Okay, we're gonna estimate, but we're also gonna just quickly calculate because we do have calculators almost all the time. Okay. Okay. First of all, what does taxable mean? If something is taxable, what does that mean? You have to what? Yep. Sorry, say again. Sure. Taxable means what? You have to add tax to it. Okay? Taxable means somehow government will place some tax on it. So taxable means tax must be paid on it. Must be paid on it. Okay? All right. So most items that you purchase are taxable, which means when you buy them, you already factoring in or accounting for the amount of tax already when you pay the full price, not the menu price. Menu price are just retail. When you pay full price, they always add up usually the 13%. Usually the 13%. Okay, taxable. In some situations, you may need to estimate the tax before you pay. When does that usually happen? I don't know. You're at Walmart and you're just getting some stuff, and you're just running numbers quickly in your head, just thinking, am I gonna have enough money, including tax, to pay for everything in my shopping cart? Okay. So
Why
decide.
you limit what you buy?
So and you know what?
And you know how
Oftentimes,
much money you have.
oftentimes that forces you to. This could wait. Think about it. All right.
Exactly. Makes things
That's
easier.
fine. If it could wait, that means you could live without it for now at least.
Yes.
So decide whether. I mean, we could look it up, but decide whether each each of the items below should be taxable or not taxable. Circle your answer. So, what do you think? Bread, should it be
Yes.
taxable or not? How many people say yes? How many people say no? It should not be taxable. You should only pay retail price on it or at cost. At cost. Don't add any cost to it. Okay? So, I'm not going to circle it. Again, you decide. This is your thing. How about skateboard? Should it be
Yes.
taxable? Why?
Because
Probably.
it's expensive.
Not just that.
It's not a necessity.
Thank you. What we call the luxury items, okay? Or it's not a necessity, okay? Bread, sorry, we need to live. Milk, I guess that goes like bread, okay? Necessity of life. Fast food.
Yes.
Oh, you know the debate
Always.
you know always happening the debate about the soda tax, and the fast food and the soda tax. That's I'm not sure if it's actually went through in some of the states. But there's always got to be a debate about it. So that means write your reasons for the objects for the choices you made. I just want you to write one thing, everyone. Just want you to write. It seems that it mainly depends. It mainly depends, or is a question of. So depends on, as Max said, depends on. The item being a what? A necessity, or luxury. Okay. So, and again, deciding which one is necessary and which one is luxury, hey, that's always a relative thing. What's necessary to you might be luxury to someone else, and vice versa. This will lead to a debate that never ends, which is a healthy thing. That's fine. All right. Okay. Good. We're done the first page. Second page, everyone. Second page. Okay, everyone, second page. All right. So in Ontario, you pay HST. I don't know if you remember the name. S stands for sales. T stands for tax. H stands for harmonized. Harmonized sales tax on most items you purchase. So HST stands for, okay, let's write the name or the full name. Harmonized, HARMONIZED, harmonized sales tax. Do you remember? Does anyone remember the old names for the taxes? If you can mention them, and Laura can help me by showing me the website that could actually calculate it for you. They used to be calculated. They used to be named or called the PST and the GST. The PST stood for what? Ontario is a what? Ontario is a province. So P stood for provincial sales tax. So it's only something that mandated by the province. And G stood for the what? Government. So there was a part of the tax that was claimed by the province, and another part that was claimed by the what? By the government, by the federal government. Now it's 13%. I'm pretty sure it's somehow divided between the two of them, but it's at least recorded as a one-shot sales tax. Okay. The current sales tax is how much? It's always easy to remember. It's the unlucky number what? 13%. Okay, 13%. So question C is what? Shade in 13% of the hundreds chart. How many squares do we have here? How do you know that? You count what? Exactly.
5, 10.
Whenever you have a grid, you just count how many squares on the first row, how many squares on the first column, and you multiply. So obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 rows repeating. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is indeed 100 exact squares. Okay. So this is, we're just got like 10 times 10 equals 100 squares or boxes or whatever. Okay. All right. We are supposed to shade how many? Obviously, there's a billion ways to shade 13 out of these. Any way could work. Let's go with the easiest one. I'm going to shade the first row fully and 3 extra of the second row. So go ahead. Just shade this much. And then this much. That's it. 13 out of 100. Which means that leaves 87 or 87%. Yes. Okay, so only shade 13 out of the 100. Okay? All right. Next question. How much HST on $1? Well, again, we know the HST is what? 13%. So everyone look. I'm just going to say 13% will become what? 0.13. 13% will become, on all of them, 13% will become 0.13. So all you have to do is multiply 0.13 by the amount or the price on the item. So 0.13 times $1. Please write the dollar sign. How much in dollars? 0.13. So how many cents is that? How many cents is 13 cents? 13 cents. Do I have no space here? I think so. 13 cents. All right. How about $2? Well, exactly the same amount of work. 0.13 times $2, which is not surprisingly going to be 0.26, which is double the tax. Yeah, you double the price, you double the tax amount you're paying on that price. So 26 cents. How about $3? Same idea. You're tripling now the original price of $1. Does anyone know what's 3 times 13? 0.39. Yeah, every time when you add $1 to the mix, you are just adding 13 cents of tax. Everyone, I'm going to say it again. It's helpful a little bit. Every time you add up $1 to the price of the item, you are just adding 13% to the eventual tax. Sorry, 13 cents. 13 cents to the eventual tax you're going to pay on it. Okay? How about $10? Well, guess what? You are still basing it on 13% tax, which is 0.13. Once again, 0.13 times 10. Hey, what do you do when you multiply by 10? You just do what? What do you do to the
zero.
Actually, okay, if it has a decimal, okay. Sarah's saying you add a 0, right? 100%. But if the number doesn't have a decimal, like
And
this.
it's-
Yes. So let's say 89 times 10, everyone. 89 times 10 is 890, 100%. But if it were 8.9 times 10, what do you do to this decimal point? You kick it forward once. There you go. What about 8.9 times 100? You kick the decimal point how many times?
2.
Twice. So you get 89. No,
you
you
get
get
2 zeros.
Yep.
You kick it as many zeros as there are.
Exactly. So actually, you just kick it twice. One of them is gonna get rid of the decimal, and the other one is gonna add what? A 0 extra. Yep. So obviously, 0.13 times 10 is 1.3. So if you have something that costs you $10, you're gonna have to pay $1.30 on it as tax. Guess what? Same way, 0.13 times 20 this time. It's gonna be 2.6, or I should say 2.60, which is $2.60. $2.60. Finally, 0.13 times $30. That's gonna be, look how the numbers are the same. They're just different amounts. How much now? $3.90. Can we do this without calculating? How about the 100? Exactly. 10, moved it once. Look, everyone, eyes on me. Everyone, 10, moved it once. 100 will move it how many times? How many? Twice. It will move it once and twice. Once and twice. Once and twice. So, apparently, you will get, as Lorcan said, $13. Something that costs $100 on the menu, you will have to pay actually $113 because you have to pay $13 tax. How about 200? 26 full dollars. 300? 39. And it's still based on the same trick. If you want to do the calculation from scratch, you don't have to because you just recognize the pattern right now. Okay, here's a very relevant problem. You want to buy a shirt that is costing on the menu, on the retail price, $12.99. By the way, do you know why so many things are usually like $12.99 or $12.49?
Because
Why not just call it 13? Say it.
Because they're expensive.
No, but why would you just not sell it for 13? Why? Who thinks to say, you know what? Just
Because the
make
government
it.
gets all their taxes.
Oh, okay, hold on to that thought. What do you want to say, Ty?
Because it looks cheaper, maybe.
It does, but actually, it looks cheaper. But to who? You said something. I just want
The
you to say.
government.
Yes, the government. Listen up, everyone. When the government
gets their taxes.
exactly when taxes, they always tax in what we call brackets, like in ranges. So when you like, for example, let's say for example, someone makes $75,000, okay, or so no, 74,999. If the government taxes 30% tax on the income of someone getting $75,000 and bigger or more money, that person just got lucky, right? Because technically, even though you could say if you make $74,999 a year, you're practically making how much? 75,000, right? But in the eyes of the government, you're not. You're what? You're less. And by how much? $1. You belong to the tax bracket of the what? Of the people before. So let me give you, everyone, look, let me give you an example here. Imagine the government says anyone earning from, I don't know, let's come up with $35,000 to 59. Sorry, let's make the dollar sign. 59,999. We will tax them on their income. I don't know. Let's say 15%. And then we start with the next range. What's the next range? Instead of 59,999, what's the number after? $60,000. $60,000 to what? I don't know. Let's say 79,000. I'm just coming up with numbers here, but I think the numbers are they're kind of close to the ones that actually happen in real life. Instead of paying 15% on their taxes, instead of paying 15% tax on their income, they will go 22%. And so on and so forth. Obviously, if you are making more money, you are contributing more to the tax pool. Imagine if someone, so this guy, practically, he's making how much a year? Practically, he's making how much, or she's making how much? 60. But in the eyes of the government, no. In the eyes of the government, he's making exactly how much? So is that good for them? Not for the government, for that person. Yes, because they're only paying how much of their money on tax? How much? Should they ask for a promotion? What do you think?
No.
Why not? Everyone, think about this. Why should not they ask for a promotion? Because then they definitely are gonna get what? At least $1 more in what? In pay raise, which means now, are they making more though? When you get a promotion, do you make more money usually? Yes, because you get a pay raise. But when you get a pay raise, you also pay more what? Exactly. So you know what? By the way, okay, everyone, look. Okay. Imagine if someone is what? Everyone, look. quickly. This is gonna take less than 30 seconds. Let's say someone is making 5,999, and they're paying how much tax? 15. So let's make it a decimal, which is 0.15. Everyone, just eyes on the screen for a bit. So let's calculate 15% of 59,999. So 0.15. Everyone look. 59999. Ready? Let's see how much tax they have to pay when income tax in April, coming up in 2 months. Yeah, it's coming up. They will have to pay how much? $8,099. And so practically, how much are they paying? This is practically how much? Practically, this is very close to what number? $9,000 in tax. Okay, everyone? Listen. Okay, so hold that number in thought. Hold that number in your memory. $9,000 if I make 59,999. If I get the promotion and I make it to 60,000, I'm gonna have to pay how much on tax? All right. Let's see how bad that would look like for them. So 22% is 0.22 times 60,000. That's 600,000. Ready? What was the old tax amount? How much? 9 grand. Everyone, look at the screen. Jalid, look at the screen. How much tax are they paying now? 13,200. How much did they used to pay? Subtract 13,200 minus 9,000. $1. $1 in pay raise made them go from 9,000 tax to how much? 13 grand. $1 cost them how much extra tax money? 4,200. Okay?
What job does this guy have?
Lawyer?
Right?
Lawyer? Oh, no. Lawyers, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say all lawyers,
Lawyers get a
but
lot of
most lawyers, yes. And again, it depends. Okay.
unfortunately.
Does anyone here watch? It's an amazing show. I love it. The show Suits, by any chance? Suits. It's got right? Yeah, Suits is about basically what it's
Who's
started.
it got?
Say it.
Yeah, oh,
It's called
okay.
Suits. So actually,
Who's in it? Like,
who's in it? Gabriel Macht. He basically plays.
I have no idea who that is.
So let me tell you Suits. That show. I think they just ended it 2 years ago or something. Yes.
Oh, my
I'm
parents
addicted to it.
watch
It's
that.
super
I've
popular.
never heard of it.
This one. So basically, let me just run you through the show's premise. Why is the right click not working? Okay, so it's about 2 lawyers. Well, okay. So this guy, I'm not spoiling anything for you. This is the actual show. This guy, Harvey Specter, the character's name played by Gabriel Mack, he's an actual lawyer, top lawyer in New York, Harvard graduate, so like top lawyer. Okay, very slick, very smart, he's the best closer. He can always negotiate any deal. This guy, his name is Mike Ross. He is a genius. No, seriously, a mathematical and a logic genius. Been a top student all of his life. However, when he was in first year of college, he memorized the math test and he sold it to students and he got kicked out. He always wanted to be what? Look, he always wanted to be a lawyer. So he hires him to be a fake lawyer with him at the firm. Oh, the things that happen afterwards. Some of them are good, and some of them they actually landed one of them in jail for a bit. Okay? So to Jalil's point, my point is you should hear the amounts of money they actually like throw around in this show. Lawyers make usually in the order of like hundreds of thousands. Okay, but again, depends on the firm, and also depends on what kind of cases you win. You could win a case that could give you. By the way, some lawyers don't get a salary. Some lawyers basically tell you what, if I win this case for you, and you're gonna make some money off of it as a client, I take 10%. So if that client wins what, $10 million, he just agreed or she just agreed to give you what, 10%. You will get $1 million in fees. And that's only one case. That's only one single case. But again, you need to have a client who is willing to, give you $1 million out of his $10 million check at the end of the trial. Okay. Doctors also usually also in the mid hundreds. By the way, those salaries right here, everyone, salaries. This a starting engineer or technician could make anywhere up to the 60,000. But by the way, usually if you stay in your job, you get promoted, you get more benefits, you get more credentials and certificates or whatever, you're definitely going up there. I remember teachers, when they start, 50? That was 10 years ago. I didn't know how much a starting teacher now makes. In the board here. They make different money in different boards because of the living expenses. If you stay in it for 10 years and you keep getting full-time every year, I think you could almost, you don't make it, you could almost make $100,000 as a teacher every year. It's not 100,000, but you get very close, like 97, 98. You know who makes 100,000? Principals, vice principals, department heads. Okay? And they have to clear it with the government, they have to release it, it has to be publicly known, because you are a government employee. You want to say something? Say it? Yes. Okay? So just in case you ask who makes this kind of money, okay, it depends what kind of work and how long you've been at it and what is your degree before it. Okay. So you want to buy a shirt that costs $12.99. You have how much on you? The question is, number one, well, the eventual question is, are you going to be able to afford it? Yes. So obviously, you're not, again, unless that store is having a no tax sale, yeah, you can, because you only got paid $12.99. Well, usually not. They will want you to pay tax. So, okay, everyone, I want you to cross out estimate. We're not going to estimate. We're going to actually what? Find. Actually calculate, because we have calculators with us. So, HST is 13%. I want you to write 13% on this, on top of it. Okay, so 13% will go to what? 0.13. And then 0.13 times the retail or the menu price. It's not a menu, it's a retail now, it's a shirt. All right, let's figure this number out. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't think it's gonna be that much. 0.13 times 12.99. 1 point, okay, it's money. We only stop after 2 decimals. So with this would round up to what? If you cut it right here, everyone. If you cut it right here, is it gonna be 68 or 69? Because the 8 here, this 8 rounds this 8 up to a 9. So you are paying $1.69 in taxes only. So how will you have enough money? Well, full price, everyone. Full price equals $12.99 on the cashier machine plus $1.69, which is $14.68. Yes, you will. And you even get, let me actually write the word even. You even get back, yep, they still owe you some change, $15, take away $14.68 that you fully paid to them is 0.32. They owe you back 32 cents. They'll probably give you 35 because they all round up. It's like business always takes a hit slightly. But again, in the grand scheme of things, they're better than losing anything. Okay? So, that's the second page. All right, last page, everyone. We're just gonna do the first table because the second table wants you to do what? Go to a store like Food Basics, get one of those flyers, and choose any, or do it like with an app. I think there's an app called Flip or something like that. Look at 5 items you might want to buy from that store and estimate or actually find the tax and the full price on them. All right?
I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting my time on that.
Okay, here's the thing. They want you to do what first? Round it. If you really want to guarantee that you have enough tax, would you round the original price down or up? You should round up, because if you can pay tax on a slightly more expensive item, you are definitely going to be able to afford the tax on a slightly less expensive one. So everyone, I want you to write up. I want you to write up here. Okay. What's the easy number above 39.15?
400.
No. 39. Yes, if it was 391 yen. So the rounded price, I'm going to assume that this simply costs $40. How about this one? $8.99. $8.99.
9.
You know what? Some might say, you know what? I'm going to even make it easier for me. I'm going to make it 10. But then you're really what? You might actually think that you owe much more tax than you should. So 9 is a safe bet. How about 39.79? Another 40. Yeah, it's close enough. How about 79.25? 80. Good. All right. So what's the estimated HST? You know what? I don't want you to write estimated. Everyone, cross out the word estimated. We're actually going to calculate it. All right. I don't know if you have enough space. You might. Everyone, try to write small.
Oh.
No. Just wait. Oh, you haven't even heard what I want to say. 0.13. I want you just to write 0.13 times 40. That's it. So what's 0.13 times $40? There should have been dollars before the 4, but whatever. 13 times 40 is 520. Yes, $5.20. So what's the total price? Forget the word estimated. I'm gonna add 40 plus what? 520. 40 plus 520. So 40 plus 520 equals how much? 40 plus 5 is?
45.
So if you have 45.20 on you, you are definitely going to be able to buy the headphones retailing for an actual slightly less price of $39.50. Okay? Next one. 0.13 times 9.
117.
How much?
117.
117. So that means full price is the 9 plus 117. Well, you better make sure that you have $10.17 on you. You will definitely be able to buy that item. Next, 0.13. Hey, times 40. What does that mean? It's the exact same tax. Sorry. Let's not bother about dollar sign here. Just write 40 to be consistent with everything above it. Hey, that's the same thing. 520. $5.20. But now the what? And the price will be the same. So I guess the same exact calculation. $40 estimation plus 520 equals $45.20. And finally, 0.13 times $80. No surprise, it's double this guy. So it's $10 and what? 40 cents. And now the full price is the 80 plus $10.40, which is $90 and 40 cents. $90.40. Which, by the way, look, it's not a surprise. It's double this price. Look, everyone, look. You double. This is 80, by the way. I don't want you thinking this is 86.
That's not like it.
Okay. 80.
Not to me, at least.
$79.25 is the exact price of a video game at Walmart.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? Do you go to check out the video game section sometimes? Oh.
I haven't.
I haven't been to Walmart in ages because I don't like
That
shopping
whole
with my
electronics
mom.
section. What am I there for?
I
Battery,
hate shopping. It's
What?
boring.
wireless mouse.
So I
I've been
don't
waiting
go on
for a
Thursdays
day
for my
by
mom
March
to
to
family
come
shop.
down my price.
So it's interesting. Look, you double the price. You double the price. You also double the what? You double the tax, which means you double also the what? The total price. Everything doubles together. Everything moves together. Okay. I could cross out that question. It completely depends on you if you want to do it for you.
Nope.
Okay.
Never
All
in a
right.
million years.
Now explain how to
Great
estimate the HST. Well, if you want to estimate, you would round this guy. This guy is very close to what? 120. So how many of you have seen this sign before? The curvy line. That means kind of close to or very approximately equal to. So I want you to say do this, and that is $120. So again,
What the? Bunch of this.
0.13 times 120. How much is that? 0.13 times, oops, not 0.3, 0.13. Come on, 0.13 times, oh, I wasn't clear. Times 120. $15.60 in taxes. Oh, apparently that's it. They only want the what? They only want you to estimate the HST. So that's the tax.